Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 5:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence and with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight's meeting is being conducted both in person and online. All City Council members and our staff are in the chambers. Members of the public may attend in person, or the public can watch this meeting online at burnsvillemn.gov/meetings or Comcast Channel 16 or 859. The public can also participate through Zoom by joining us at zoom.us/join or by calling 651-372-8299. More information is available on our meeting webpage and in the council agenda packet. The next item is our announcements, and we also have some recognitions, and we have one proclamation. Our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Regular council meetings are Tuesday, August 17th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, September 6th at 5:30 p.m. We have a work session that's scheduled for Tuesday, August 9th at 5:30 p.m. All meetings are held here in the council chambers. Our proclamation this evening is for Night to Unite 2021. Whereas the Minnesota Crime Prevention Association, along with the AAA and local law enforcement, are sponsoring a statewide program called Night to Unite on August 3rd, 2021. And whereas Night to Unite is designed to get to know one another in your neighborhood, build neighborhood involvement by bringing police, fire, local government, and communities together, and to bring an awareness to crime prevention and local law enforcement efforts. And whereas Night to Unite supports the idea that crime prevention is an expensive, effective tool in strengthening police and community partnerships. And whereas Night to Unite provides opportunities to celebrate the ongoing work of law enforcement and neighborhoods in the city of Burnsville by working together to fight crime and victimization and increase public safety for all citizens. And whereas the citizens of Burnsville play an important role in assisting the city of Burnsville through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, to be Night to Unite in Burnsville, and do hereby call upon all citizens of Burnsville to participate in Night to Unite on August 3rd, 2021. Proclaimed this second day of August, 2021. And now, to recognize some of our outgoing commissions, I'm going to do it from that side. Members of the council, citizens of Burnsville, we're blessed in this city that we have people who care about the city and give up their time, their talent, and their resources to help us. And we have two wonderful people who have served us on our commission, and they resigned because they are moving. What's that? But tonight we are recognizing and appreciating Eric Newman for his dedicated service to the Community Economic Development Commission, July 2017 to 2021. And Eric, thank you so much for everything that you have done for us and for the great advice that you have given us. And as you have seen, when it comes through, it goes on consent. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. so, members of the council, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is a family affair. They care about the city. And so I'd like to recognize Jenny Newman for her dedicated service to the Community Parks and Natural Resource Commission, July 2017 to June 2021. We're going to miss you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, but don't be strangers.
We won't.
Yeah.
We won't.
Okay, come back. There's lots of things to do here. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. This is the opportunity for anyone in the audience to address the council on an item that is not in the printed agenda, not in application form, that will be coming before us at a future date. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the council? Anyone who wishes to address the council? Ms. Collins, is there anyone in queue?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. We will then move on. The next item is additions to the final agenda, and this is for emergency items only. City Manager Mascoli, is there any emergency items?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay, members of the council? Okay, thank you. We will then move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a group of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item on a consent agenda can be removed for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item to be removed for a separate discussion and vote? Anyone in queue?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. City Manager Mascoli?
No, Madam Mayor.
Members of the council? Members of the council and staff, I am removing 4D. And 4D is only to recognize our staff and our new attorney, well, not new, but continue 5 more years with our attorney, and I want to recognize all of that. But I need a motion to adopt the consent agenda, please.
Moved as presented with the one
With-
full item.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Madam Mayor, was it 4L you wanted to remove?
There's a.
It's D,
this-
4D.
The printed agendas are not consistent,
different?
they're
Okay.
different.
Yeah,
Or I'm looking at a different agenda,
Yes.
that's why I interrupted, I apologize.
yeah.
It
It's-
was 4L.
Yeah, it's 4D.
Okay.
So we brought Joel back.
So we start over.
4D is to approve the agreement of criminal prosecution and civil legal service with
Yeah, it's
Campbell
got it.
Knutson. And members of our community, I pulled this item just to highlight our process, where we go through every 5 years reviewing all of the people, all of the organizations that partner with us on a contract basis. And Campbell Knutson have been our prosecuting and civil services for many years, and I'm not sure how long, but they have provided such great service for us. And one of the things is that our attorneys also respond. I know Mr. Jamnick responds to us whenever we call him about issues that we're going to be encountering during a council meeting, and he's always responsive. I can tell you that when I call and he doesn't pick up right away, he gets back to me within the hour. So I appreciate that responsiveness, and I know my colleagues on the council also have experiences. And so to our staff, thank you very much for taking our feedback, and also when you're doing the interviewing process and all of that. So I want to commend you for the work that you do in getting our contract partners in place. And so for Campbell Knutson and the prosecution work that you do, thank you so much, because I think our chief really highly regards the work that you've done on our behalf. And then, of course, for Mr. Jamnick, thank you so much for always being honest and being straight with us. Sometimes somebody doesn't like what you say, but you give it to us straight. So thank you so much, members of the council. With that,
Move to approve.
there's a
Second.
motion to approve and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you. We now move on to the regular agenda. And the first item on the regular agenda is a public hearing. And this is a resolution vacating drainage and utility easements at 12501 DuPont Avenue South, the adjacent vacant site between DuPont Avenue and Lady Bird Lane, and the self-storage property on Lady Bird Lane. Presenting this evening is our city engineer, Ms. Desrude. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. So I have just a brief presentation. This is the site that the mayor described, and earlier tonight you approved their development plan and their plat. And here is the existing drainage and utility easements. In the dark blue are the ones that are proposed to be vacated, and in the light green is a Met Council line that they did not want to be part of the vacation. So we left that in place, and all the other blue is to be vacated. And this is what we're getting after, which looks a little messier than the first, but this opens up the site, moves a storm sewer out of the way for the building pads, gets a little bit more easement to the Met Council for their interceptor and some other lines that were already existing without easements over them. So this is the final easement dedication, which will be on the plat, aside from the lighter green, which is an easement that's already existing. So staff recommends approval. The plat that you had already approved earlier tonight should be providing all those easements that we showed, which it does. The plat should be recorded, and then any required utility relocations are at the applicant's cost so that they're aware of. Moving a storm sewer line out of the way, our staff, our community development staff, helped them secure a grant to do that work.
Yep. Very good. Any questions from Ms. Desrude? We've been working on this, so
A long time.
this is just getting all of the utilities out of the way so you can have your project. This is a public hearing, and I open the public hearing. Do you wish to speak? Give us your name and address for the record.
Madam Mayor, council members, my name is Mike Faber. I'm a principal with Capstone Quadrangle. We're the developer. I mostly meant to be here to be able to answer any questions you might have or address any concerns.
Mr. Faber, I don't think there are any concerns. We've been at this for a while. Yeah.
Yes,
And you
but not as long as I have.
Yeah, but I am happy that you have been pleased with the work that you have done with our staff.
Your staff has been just superb, outstanding, and without naming names, that's not always the case with other communities. But facing all of the challenges, the staff has been outstanding. And I'd love to find another parcel in the city of Burnsville that we could work on.
Yeah. And, you know, you've seen that we also help you with getting those grants that helps to write down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
necessary.
development. Yeah,
Very much appreciated.
thank you. If there's no one else to speak to this item,
Would Mr. Faber like to take the opportunity with the microphone to just give a brief overview of what the project is going to be as a development for anyone who hasn't tuned in till now?
Certainly, happy to, Mayor Councilmember Keeley. This project is an industrial project. It's about 230,000 square feet to be a state-of-the-art multi-use type industrial buildings. The state-of-the-art today is for the inside to be about 32 feet clear inside and larger floor plates compared to 20 or 30 years ago. Industrial users want larger and larger floors, and they also want to be closer in to the urban core where there are more rooftops, whether it's for e-commerce or service companies that need to be able to have fast access, people's expectations for how fast the plumber is going to get to them, for example. It also could be light assembly or manufacturing. There are lots of different requirements. We've tried to design these buildings so that they have the flexibility to serve not just the first tenants that are in them, but be appealing for a long time. The last time we developed in the Twin Cities, we were doing 28-foot clear buildings. That was up in Brooklyn Park. These are 32 because the 28-foot clear product is starting to become a little functionally obsolete for a lot of users.
Yeah.
And so this really will be state-of-the-art. And we're very excited because compared to other sectors of the economy right now, like retail and office, industrial is strong. And so we're looking forward to be able to get underway and start our marketing efforts. And in that sense, we feel a little bit like we're unofficial members of your economic development team, trying to bring businesses to Burnsville, and
Absolutely.
we're excited for that to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, with that, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Second.
Councilmember Schultz makes the motion, second by Councilmember Keeley. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait to see that building go up.
No more than me.
Thank you, Mr. Faber.
Good night.
The next item is the American Rescue Plan update. Presenting is Ms. Jenny Rhodey, our Finance Director. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members. I'm here tonight to give kind of my monthly update on kind of where we're at with American Rescue Plan funds. Just a quick overview of kind of where we're at, what we know today. Compliance and reporting guidance has been issued for local governments, and we know our first interim report will be due on August 31st. So there won't be much to report, but you do need to report August 31st, and then we will be reporting quarterly after that. So we will be preparing for that at the end, and getting that in by the end of the month. The interim final rule, open comment, closed on the 16th of July. And at this point, FAQs will provide additional guidance until the Treasury has issued the final rule. That hasn't come out yet, but FAQs are coming out regularly. I think the last one was the 19th of July, so it seems to be every few weeks or monthly. So we'll keep reviewing those for new changes and guidance. Again, our allocation is just a little over $8,037,000, and we've submitted our funding application through the Treasury portal, and we would expect to receive our first allocation in the coming week or weeks. It takes a little bit of time to work its way through their system. They need to have a little time to review, so we should be expecting funding, I would think, shortly.
Yeah, so the first half of that.
The first half, yep. So just a little over $4 million is what we expect. With that, as we kind of look to what spending, what our plans were, one thing we thought we should get a kind of a feel for is what programs are out there or are currently funded. Economic development staff gathered a lot of information on specific funding available and programs, and actually Burnsville specific funding. So as we looked, programs are either from 2020 or 2021, so CARES Act or American Rescue Fund, or American Rescue Act, Plan Act funds. Some are still open, so those are changing. That funding is still, some of those programs I think are still being allocated. But as we look, over $273 million in awards, around 3,900 separate awards have been given to Burnsville businesses. So there's a lot out there right now. So
And I think that's what people need to hear. $273 million in awards to Burnsville businesses,
and those are federal, state,
state
and
and
local.
local.
Some SBA emergency, economic injury disaster loans, paycheck protections, shuttered venues, some restaurant revitalization, I believe movie theater grants and some small business grants from the state, as well as, Burnsville and Dakota counties, small business grants, out of CARES funding. So we're monitoring that, but this is just kind of a high level overview of what we've seen. But just kind of taking stock of what's out there and, what we might look to do.
I really appreciate that, because it's very good for our community to know that 3,975 businesses did get grant money from federal, state, and local.
And this is my final slide. These are the same policy considerations we've been carrying forward, but, we've talked about lost revenue, and that's a priority for the city, as well as not necessarily duplicating other programs that are out there. So just want to see if there's any other guidance you'd like us to look at as we work through this and work with our partners, and any additional policy direction.
Thank you. I think so far with all the meetings that we've had with you and our city manager and our deputy city manager, we've got a great process as we go through the budgeting process and looking at the length of these funds and how we could use it. So from my perspective, I think we stay on track. Okay. Councilmember Keeley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have heard updates over the last 6 months, well, not 6 months, but maybe 4 or 5 months, about this plan. And I remember back in late March, April, it was money expected to come in May, then May 15th, and then June 1st, and then middle, So it's not like we've heard this story before, but how much confidence do you have that they'll distribute in the next week or two without any more further delays?
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
Pretty confident. Yeah, it will take a few. I know they've talked about a few days to they process, but I'm pretty confident we should see something shortly. So we'll keep monitoring. I keep checking the portal every day to see where it
Sure.
is. But
It's probably okay that it took this long because the guidance has changed constantly, and that really hasn't come into full focus until maybe just recently, so.
Yeah, it's about clarity.
yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing that I also want to commend a city manager and staff, that we reached out to the community and let them know that we're getting this money, this grant, this from the rescue plan, and we asked them, looking at our priorities, and said, where do you think we should use some of this funds once we get lost revenue and everything else that we need to do for the city? And so I want to thank our city manager, Mescoli, and staff, because we've got that information from you, and we see where people are saying, here's where you should spend the money. So thank you so much.
Flavored water packets.
I know, it looks, we do have good water, and I drink Burnsville water. It's all a matter of taste. So, anyway, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay, members of the council, there are no other items to come before us this evening, and a motion to adjourn is in order.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
So motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Good night, and thank you for being with us.